Buongiorno or buonasera. Today I'm gonna talk about Mondello. Every single day I'm bombarded with a mountain of emails about our beautiful beach town. So I thought, alright, basta, enough. I'm gonna put together the ultimate Mondello guides so we can put this madness to rest. Now, if you already know me and you're part of my familia, big kiss to you. Just hit that freaking subscribe button and you'll be doing your Sicilian brother a big favor. It's completely free and you can help me more than you think. If you're new here and wondering who the heck is this guy, I'm Nico, 100% Sicilian, Palermo resident and founder of wearepalermo.com, made by Sicilians with love. And you too, by the way, hit that freaking subscribe button and don't be a cheapskate. In this guide I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about Mondello. You won't find this info anywhere else. Why? Cause I freaking live here. I know this place like the back of my hand. So grab an Aperol Spritz, put some sunscreen and stay here with me till the end of this video and I promise you'll be navigating Mondello like a true local and not like a naive tourist. Ok, ready? Siamo pronti? Iniziamo. E allora, let's start by explaining what Mondello is and how us locals see it, because I see a lot of confusion online. Mondello is our seaside neighborhood with this famous long white sandy beach, crystal waters, lush greenery, Art Nouveau villas. It's the freaking heaven. It's really beautiful. Let me clear up a common misconception. Mondello ain't a distant, independent city with their own administration mayor like Cefalù, just to be clear. It's a full-fledged neighborhood of Palermo in the north, just a quick 15-minute drive from the city center. So same mayor, same administration, same Sicilians, same everything. If you were born here in Mondello, your passport says Palermo, not Mondello. Got it? This whole idea of being an independent city probably comes from how different it feels from the rest of the city. Tree-lined avenues with this fancy Art Nouveau villas, white beach, Caribbean waters. It's totally different. Mondello isn't huge, it's really small. You go from one end of the beach to the other in about 20 minutes on foot. And if you want to see the entire neighborhood on foot, it takes about an hour or so. To us locals, this is a fancy area where mostly the rich can afford a villa here. When a local says that they've got a villa in Mondello, in the back of your mind you are like, alright, you are rolling in cash or you have got a long-lost rich uncle. And no middle ground in Mondello. By the way, we've got these sneaky characters who got a villa in the nearby areas like Partanna or Pallavicino, but they try to pass them off as Mondello villas, cause it sounds way cooler. If you're looking for a villa in Mondello or Airbnb, watch out for these jokers cause they scam tourists with their Mondello villas. And just because the villas are only for the select few, that doesn't mean that the beach is off limits for us commoners. It's exactly the opposite. The second the sun starts shining, every Palermitano is on the beach with their towels, sunscreen, and the thirst for Aperol Spritz. With the rich villa owners peeking out from behind their curtains, pissed off by us plebeians taking over their paradise. Allora, let's talk about what to do in Mondello. Let's see why it's such a hotspot and how to experience it as a local and not as a tourist. The first thing to do in Mondello, as we already said, is going to the beach. As mentioned already, we've got this long white beach, crystal waters, and of course, the beach is the main reason why locals come here. You know the stories about ozone hole, UV rays, skin cancer, and Mondello, forget about it. Cause locals' favorite activity here is staying in the sun like lizards for hours. And I mean that literally. When the first rays of sun appear, locals rush to Mondello, plant their backsides in the sand and stay there immobile from sunrise to sunset. It's a full-on competition to see who can get the darkest. Believe it or not, a Sicilian would rather risk cancer than hear someone say in the middle of the summer, "What's wrong with you? Are you dead? You are so burning. Go to the beach." You got two options when it comes to beach in it. The pay private Lidos, private beach clubs, or the free public beach. Private Lidos will set you back about 30 euros for just 2 chairs and an umbrella. I know, it's freaking expensive, but you get your own spot with 2 chairs, an umbrella, restrooms, fewer idiots around, and a waiter ready to make you drunk. It's the perfect place if you want to avoid the chaos. If you got my premium guide, inside you can find the best Lidos and how to book them. If you don't want to give that a single penny, there is the free public beach. It's free, but it's also a madhouse. As we say in Sicily, quanto spende mangi, which means the more you pay, the more you get. It's small, it's crowded, and you'll be playing human Tetris with sweaty strangers who are definitely not David Beckham in swimsuits. Here is a great tip. There is also this strip of sand that runs along the whole shore from the water to the Lidos gates. It's small, it's not big, it's about, 10 meters wide, but it's also considered free public beach. And this strip is where you wanna be. It's way better than the actual designated free beach. It's just a total madhouse. Where is the catch? Well, on weekends and big summer, getting a spot here, it's a mission impossible. You gotta come here to get a spot at like 8 in the morning. The $1 million question, where to go? Private Lidos or the free public beach? Well, it depends on you, your taste, your needs, how you want to experience the beach. That's what I do summer weekends. Private Lidos. I don't want to be involved on a towel fight with other people. Weekdays or maybe a quick swim on weekends. I try to get a spot on this strip of sand I've told you about, but you need to go there early. By the way, if you're anything like me who gets easily irritated by kids running around throwing sand at you, peddlers trying to sell you everything and anything, people breathing down your neck, there are other ways you can enjoy Mondello Beach. Numero uno, you can rent one of these goofy pedal boats and pedal away from the mess of cavemen on the beach. Get a tent, relax, do some workout. As I said, you gotta paddle only for 15 euros an hour, and they allow up to 5 people on the same boat. You can find them along the shore. Just don't get scammed, because these people renting them out tend to play smart. Alternatively, if you want something more fun, there are also places where you can rent or take lessons in windsurfing, kayaking, or paddle boarding. Links to these places are in the description. Instead, if you want to, as we say in Sicily, put your ass on the silk, meaning that you want a fancier experience, so you want to do absolutely nothing because you are on vacation, so you don't want to paddle, you don't want to row, go on a boat tour. This is the best way to experience Mondello Beach. There are many different tours. They take you around the coast and let you swim in really beautiful spots that you can reach only by boat. Check out the description for the best tours. And by the way, one more thing about the beach. In Mondello, there is another beach. It's actually a nature reserve called Capogallo. It's really beautiful here, not so many tourists know about it. You gotta pay a small fee, it's 2 euros, but it's worth it. Here you can hike and swim in super clear waters. The only negative thing is that it's a rocky coastline, so it's not super comfortable if you want to lie down. Don't miss it, even if it's for a quick swim, because as I said, it's really, really beautiful. Bellissimo. And numero due, the second thing to do in Mondello, the second reason why locals come here in Mondello is for the food scene. Once you are here in Italy, you'll see that inhaling food and drawing an Aperol Spritz is basically a national sport. And Mondello is a favorite among the locals. Not really for the food quality, because honestly, you can get better food and cheaper in the city, but for the beautiful ambience. Most places here are outdoor spots with a bellissimo, beautiful sea view. So locals come here for lunch, dinner, aperitivos, simple ice cream, you name it. They grab a table, order some food and drinks, talk non-stop while soaking in that stunning view. Now let me explain how to navigate Mondello to find the right place for food, drinks, or whatever else you are looking to stuff your face with. Allora, numero uno. First, you've got promenade, the seaside, which takes about 20-30 minutes to stroll. Here you'll find mostly the Lidos, the same beach clubs, renting out umbrellas and chairs. They serve crappy food, to be honest, but they've got a prime spot on the beach. Locals come here mainly for aperitivo at sunset. So the goal here is to drink Aperol Spritz, there is not more, or they don't give a damn about crappy food. Along the promenade, you will also find this kiosk serving Italian paninis, the real one with fresh bread, not the crappy one coming out of a plastic bag. Italian paninis are really good, buonissimi, I recommend giving it a try. By the way, if you've got my premium guide, you'll find all the best restaurants in Mondello. Check them out. And numero 2, if you cross the street to the opposite side from the promenade, you'll mostly find cafes and ice cream shops. We locals hit the spots for a quick lunch break from the beach or for an afternoon ice cream. And by the way, you gotta try our ice cream. Was invented years, buonissimo, by a Sicilian guy named Francesco Procopio dei Coltelli. No, we Sicilians don't eat ice cream for breakfast, despite some down legend online. I don't know if some idiot started this or if it was a genius Sicilian ice cream shop owner trying to sell more ice cream to tourists in the morning. But ice cream in the morning is not traditional Sicilian breakfast. It's a snack or a dessert. On the same side, near the square, you will find also a bunch of restaurants serving anything from seafood, pizza. Be careful though, because many of them are tourist traps. Again, if you've got my premium guide, inside you will find the best restaurants in Mondello. Check them out. And numero 3, the main square and the surrounding areas, where you will find any type of restaurants, seafood, pizza, fried food, and so on and so forth. You will find also tons of people here. Numero 3, the third locals' favorite activity here in Mondello is the good old passeggiata, or leisurely stroll. Now, don't give me that look, I know what you're thinking, Nico, I wanna do some stuff. Listen, Italians are in love with our passeggiata, simple strolling. Give us a promenade or a beautiful path and we will walk the heck out of it. You will learn that Italians love to walk and chat, trash talk our mother-in-law and smoke. Unfortunately, Italians smoke a lot, especially, these freaking electronic cigarettes, and admire the sea, monuments, or whatever is in front of us. We stop for a coffee, for an aperitivo. We love to walk slowly and relax. And Mondello is one of our favorite places to stroll, to do our passeggiata. We walk the whole promenade all the way to the main square. In the colder months, it's a daytime stroll. First rays of sun on the weekend, and forget about it. Everybody is there. All the locals get in the car and go to Mondello, and barbarians, they take over Mondello, and you'll see this is sea of people in the sun with their Aperol Spritz. In the summer, it's a nighttime stroll, because the sun beats down like crazy, making your brain boil. So as they say, when in Rome, do as locals do. Try the passeggiata. Along the way, stop for some ice cream, aperitivo, or whatever you want. If you got my premium guide, you will find all the best spots in Mondello. Check them out. Now, the $1 million question. How to get to Mondello? First off, as we already said, Mondello is practically by the most backyard. It's just a 15-minute drive from the city center. Traffic permitting, of course. Locals, me included, mainly go there in the summer on scooters, because to be honest, parking there, it's a pain in the ass. But if you don't have a set of wheels, don't worry, because there is the all-good 806 bus, which leaves from the city center and goes to Mondello and back, of course. To know when and where to catch it, the schedule, use an app called Move It, which is the best app for bus service in Palermo. Little side note, do not forget to buy a bus ticket before you get on the bus. Once you are on board, you gotta validate it, or you may find yourself face to face with these undercover ticket inspectors who aren't exactly known for their politeness and intelligence, and they've got zero English skills and a lot of attitude. You don't want to tangle with these people, believe me. You can find bus tickets at any tobacco shop, tabacchi that you can find throughout the city, newsstands, or there are a lot of shops selling bus tickets. You can even buy tickets through an app for iOS and Android. The app is called Palermo Mobilita, but it might be a bit tricky for tourists to use. An alternative to the bus is a taxi, but be prepared to pay an arm and a leg for the service. It could cost you anywhere between 25 and 40 depending on the traffic, the route, and how much the taxi driver feels like ripping you off. Unfortunately, these people are professional scammers. I've talked about scams and safety in another video, just go check it out. Speaking of safety, I've got a lot of questions about biking to Mondello. Sure, you can do that, I do that often. It's only about 7-8 kilometers, about 5-6 miles. You could do that in about, 40-45 minutes. But if you are not from here and you aren't used to the crazy driving style, chances of you becoming one with the asphalt are high. No bike lanes and you will share the street with crazy drivers. It's a Russian roulette. If you're coming from the airport and you gotta go to Mondello, things get a little trickier. There is no direct bus or train from the airport to Mondello. So your options are, you can either take the shuttle bus from the airport to the city center and then there hop on the 806 bus to Mondello, or take a train from the airport to Sferracavallo, which is a village between the airport and Palermo, and there catch the bus 614 to Mondello. Here is the advice I give my best friends visiting. If you want to stay in Mondello, especially in the off-season when it's dead quiet, rent a scooter or a car. It'll make your life a lot easier, because the most interesting stuff is in the city center and you'll be going back and forth a lot. And taking the bus every time is a pain in the ass, especially at night. However, if you're like, listen Nico, I don't give a damn about sightseeing, going to the city center, I just want to lie down on the beach my entire vacation. In that case, you don't need a car. Now let's talk about timing, when to visit Mondello. I'm sure you already figured out that Mondello is a summer destination because the beach is the main attraction. It's also when everything is open and functioning. Restaurants, Lidos, cafes, and so on and so forth. But remember that July and August are straight up hellish with hordes of people playing Tetris on the beach. Plus, during these 2 months, it looks like the sea is revolting against people because it changes its color. It isn't as clear as the rest of the year. It's like the sea is rebelling against people. It's unbelievable. Here's my tip. If you're visiting in the summer, try to go at the beginning or the end of the summer season, like April, May, September, or October. The weather is warm enough for swimming, there are fewer Vikings, and the water is crystal clear and not the monkey battle zone it becomes in August. Early spring ain't bad either. You have basically got the entire beach to yourself without experiencing any Viking raid. But the drawback is that many places like restaurants and Lidos are still closed and the weather can be hit or miss. And the winter, forget about it. Mondello is a ghost town. Everything is shut down and it's basically you, few residents, a priest, and the seagulls. Sure, it's peaceful, the beach is still beautiful, but for the tourists, unless you're looking for a hermit-style vacation, there ain't much going on there. And winter can be cold here. I get a lot of questions about visiting during these winterish months like March or December. Honestly, it's a gamble because the weather it's a bit unpredictable in those months. Some days you're sweating in a swimsuit, other days you are shivering in a sweater. It all depends on Mother Nature and your own personal tolerance for the cold. If you are a tough breed who swims in the Brighton Ocean even in January, our sea will feel like a sauna or sauna to you. But if you're coming from Dubai, you might get pneumonia even in spring. What I recommend is checking the forecast a couple of days before coming, not too far in advance because it's unreliable. Now let's talk about where to stay in Mondello. I'm gonna be quick and concise and tell you one important thing and one move to avoid. As the wise out there say, if instead of focusing on doing things perfectly, we simply focused on screwing up less, our lives will be way better. And the stupid, the dumb move to avoid in Mondello is staying far from the beach or getting screwed over by an Airbnb host who lists their place in Timbuktu as it were in Mondello. When you're there, you're like, oh, listen, host, got a question. What's supposed to be a beach around here? we in Mondello? Yeah, of course we are in Mondello. You only have a 40-minute horse ride and 20-minute flying carpet ride to get to the beach. It's here. You already know the beach is the key area and the main attraction in Mondello. So if every time you want to go to the beach, you gotta do the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage from your lodging under the scorching sun, it doesn't make any sense. This ain't a vacation. This is the Passion of Christ. In Mondello, you've got B&Bs, hotels, you got everything. Just make sure to stay as close to the beach as possible. Some places to stay are good, some suck. It all depends on your wallet and how much time and patience you have for research. If you want a hand, check the description for my personal selection of the best places to stay in Mondello. I get a lot of questions about why I should choose Mondello over San Vito lo Capo or Cefalù. I know a lot of you are banging your heads against the screen trying to choose between these 3 beach destinations. So let me break it down for you so you don't end up in a straitjacket. As I already said, Mondello is basically Palermo's backyard beach. It's a kind of place where you decide to go on a whim. You wake up in a sunny Sunday morning and you are like, alright, let's go to Mondello. Sure, it feels like a whole different world compared to the historic center, but at the end of the day, it's still Palermo. We recommend choosing Mondello over San Vito lo Capo and Cefalù if your goal is to explore Palermo, but you want to squeeze in some beach time. Cefalù and San Vito lo Capo are a whole different story. These are separate towns that got their own mayor, their own administration, their own identity. They are even far away from Palermo. Cefalù is an hour's drive. San Vito lo Capo is even further at an hour and a half. In San Vito lo Capo, you go for famous Caribbean-like beach everybody's raving about. It's really beautiful here, white sand, crystal waters, you gotta see it. Plus, you come here to pick out on traditional cuisine like seafood couscous and caldo freddo, the local ice cream gelato. Mamma mia, buonissimo. The town itself is really beautiful. A lot of cafes, restaurants, local shops. Perfect for passeggiata, leisurely stroll. Cefalù, on the other hand, isn't just beach town, but it's got some serious culture and history going on. It's got a UNESCO cathedral with beautiful golden mosaics, an interesting museum, and this old charming alleys to explore. The beach is absolutely stunning, with the old town serving as a picturesque backdrop. Plus, Cefalù has a quite interesting nightlife. Which one to pick? It's hard to say. It's all about personal preference. If you are short on time, go to Mondello. If you have more days, visit the other two. A couple of words about the nightlife. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that Mondello is some sort of wild Vegas-style party mecca. But there are some spots where you can have a good time. The action centers around the coast, stretching from Mondello itself 4 kilometers to its nearby neighborhoods, Andaura and Sferracavallo. You'll find plenty of bars along the coast, often the same lidos that transform into bars when the sun goes down. They serve cocktails, aperitivo, dinner, dancing, the whole thing. You can grab a drink or an aperitivo anywhere, anytime along the coast, but when it comes to dancing, that happens on the weekend. If you want to raise hell during weekdays, you gotta go to the historic center. Another important thing to know is that these places don't guarantee a dance night every weekend. One week the party is at spot A, the next week the party is at spot B. You know, it's all a bit chaotic. And don't worry, because locals are always there to help. So ask your host, a barista, a waiter, just say, hey, when is the party tonight? And they will point you in the right direction. Before saying bye-bye, ci vediamo presto, a couple of quick tips that can improve your Mondello experience. Number 1, Mondello is pretty safe, but don't let your guard down, especially when you are at the beach, because we got this sneaky pickpockets that can swipe your stuff under your nose, especially when you are swimming. Always keep an eye on your belongings. Number 2, watch out for tourist traps disguised as restaurants. Like many other touristic destinations, we got a good dose of tourist traps. A good rule of thumb, if they are serving lunch or dinner outside the Italian eating hours, 1 to 2:30 p.m. for lunch and 8 to 10 p.m. for dinner, chances are they are a trap. But number 3, Mondello doesn't have public toilets, so if you need to change or answer nature's call, find a cafe, a restaurant, order a coffee and use the bathroom. And one last thing, the best way to get around Mondello is by using these electric scooters that you can rent through apps on your phone like Lime or Bird. They are not super cheap, but they are convenient and it's an eco-friendly way to explore the neighborhood. Alright, that's it. Abbiamo finito. Check out the description for important links. You can find also the link to my premium guide. Check it out. It's the only guide that can turn you into a real Sicilian and make you experience Palermo like a true local and not like a tourist. Grazie mille, ci vediamo presto. Ciao.